right, I can go back here. All right.
I also recording. Hello.
Okay, let's see. Participants. Oh, I thought that is here, but it's not. It hasn't shown up yet. Oh, anyways. I thought that is here, but it's not. Okay, is that your voice? Yes, yes. Okay, he's here now.
Ah.
What did you do? Did you share in your what did you do? Did you do something?
I just looked and I'm going to share.
Do you like to share?
You're talking about the posts, right?
What do you think? Okay.
Actually, I like to share, but not my chocolate.
Yeah. So we have to, kind of be careful what we say. It's 15. This boy is 15. So we gotta...
Yeah, but Daniel is super bright. So yeah, but watch. Correct. So Daniel, is he in?
Is he shy?
No, I'm here.
Not. He's here.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi. I don't have the best lighting set up here. But
just keep your picture on. That's it. We're just gonna talk to your picture.
Shut up.
Okay.
Put your camera on, Daniel.
He will.
Okay, it's also low resolution, but whatever, because I sacrificed the visual for audio.
Oh, hello. Look at you.
It's very interesting. Hey, Daniel. It's very interesting that you start a conversation with 2 excuses. Is that what you do usually? Make it, Is that we're just gonna
Daniel, don't forget it's raw and real. So one of us is going to be really nice. The other one is going to be the way he's going to be, So just make sure that,
Well, thank you for joining us, Daniel. I heard a lot about you, and I was so excited to finally meet you. And thank you for joining us. Welcome to Raw and Real, I guess, right? We're on.
Welcome to Raw and Real, and
definitely, I'm happy to be here.
Mischiefs, right?
Great. So, all right, why don't you make the introduction with our special guest tonight?
Well, so our special guest tonight is a 15 years old prodigy, and Daniel Bissonnette is actually very known in the health and the wellness industry. His message has been translated into 40 languages around the globe. Besides being an awarded international speaker, an activist, also Daniel published 2 books. The very first one, it's Daniel's Breakfast Burst. And Daniel has a brand new book that just came out, The Biology of Greatness. It's so nice to have you, Daniel, with us. We are so excited. My God.
Very.
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy to be here.
So Daniel, like you, I have to ask, you're 15. You in 2017, you were the top 100 vegans. You were 12 back then. You're supposed to eat your vegetables. What is what does that mean? Top 100 vegans. What is
top 100 most influential vegans, and that was by Plant-Based News.
I see. So what does that mean? What does that mean, influential vegans? Like, you tell people that it's good to eat their vegetables. You just eat vegetables for 5 years, for God's sake. You can't be.
But how many kids are really eating their vegetables? I know all the kids that I know, they're into chocolate. They're into all kinds of junk food, right?
He probably started eating vegetables when he was 10.
Well,
I was actually raised on a whole food plant-based diet.
Oh, really? Like, you never, since birth?
Yeah, it's been since birth.
You haven't eaten a piece of chicken in your life?
I have once in a while, or because my parents wanted me to try it out, because they didn't want me to go, throughout my life and then never even try that. They wanted, and my parents never restricted me on any diet. They made sure that I was educated on both sides of the story. So that's, and I've kind of moved away from vegan over to vegetarian because of key nutrients in egg yolks that you can't find from plants in high enough quantities, like choline, which is a key building block for your brain.
So is any, other than health reasons, I'm assuming there's any moral reasons or ethical reasons that you're not eating meat?
Yeah, there is, but that kind of side of it has lost a lot of value, in my opinion, as I've started to learn more about plants, because we actually underestimate.
You lack respect for plants. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, people don't respect plants enough. That's because it's not taught in schools, and that's because people don't learn about plants. But plants are very interesting, and I actually encourage people to look into it a little bit further. I know I've done some research and I've just been fascinating. Plants can play music. This guy hooked up plants to with a lie detector, and he created the software so that when they
Plants tell the truth.
so that they could play certain notes.
The
And so he
plants.
had like a
Plants
little
play
cactus
music.
that played a certain instrument, and it's all digitally set up. And then since the plants can't hear themselves, he set up lights so that the light would change color when they play a certain note. And the
Who
plants
has time for
learned.
that? I mean, who has time for that to listen to plants playing music?
I mean, some people do some
The
interesting
plants
studies,
are
and it's
alive.
crazy.
That's what he's trying to explain, first of all, right, Daniel?
Yeah, so the plants actually were able to play music. And what was really crazy is, well, first off, that's really intelligent.
That's-
And
Hey, listen, that beats me. I have some plants in my house. I'll see if I can.
yeah, but this is next level. So the guy who owns the plants and set everything up brought a friend in. The friend took a knife, a cabbage, and started cutting it on a cutting board right in front of the plants. The plants freaked out, and
out.
you could tell because the plants were playing like horrible, like basically they were expressing their fear through music. So it was horrible. It was out of sync, and it was. Whereas when the guy bought a crystal bowl, which was really weird, like the crystal bowl, when he brought it to the plants, it started to play music. And I know this sounds like I'm making it up, but you can look into this stuff. Plants are far more intelligent than we realize. Scientists haven't been able to figure out yet how they're thinking because they don't have any neurons, or they don't have a brain, which makes sense because a brain wouldn't work. If a part of their brain gets eaten, do they grow it back? Like, it doesn't work like that. So they can't think like we do, but they have a different way of thinking, and we're yet to uncover their secrets.
It's almost like, I'm sorry, it was almost like our politicians today. We don't understand how the hell they thinking. How did you come up with that shit? And the plans to say it's
Well,
like
the logic of this world, it's its lack of logic. Come on, I mean, stop being logical,
It's but like one more thing with the plants is that guy actually came back. I don't know if it was a few days later or what, but the guy came back, and the plants remember that was the guy who cut the cabbage.
Oh,
and they freaked out again.
Yeah.
And that's just one case scenario. They've done many studies showing that plants are very intelligent beyond what we realize. And when you eat a piece of broccoli, it gets pissed off. It doesn't want to get eaten.
I'll get pissed off if I have somebody chew on my arm.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, now this is the thing. That's why plants have anti-nutrients or lectins or phytic acids or specific types of plant pesticides to defend themselves. So that's where the birth of the carnivore diet came from, which is a completely different side of beliefs, right? You got vegans and you got carnivore. Educating yourself on both sides is important, and then making an informed decision. And I do believe that people underestimate plants. And when they say they're doing it for the animals, I understand, yeah, animals are definitely not treated properly. So if people are going to eat meat, I recommend you get it from a local farmer, and it's sustainable, and it's humane. And
so you decide,
in my opinion, is okay. Because if you look at what's going on in like the way they're treating animals, that's definitely wrong. But if you look at plants, how do you think lettuce feels when you eat it? It doesn't feel good either. And so the fact that we did completely disregard that and just, oh yeah, plants are meant to be eaten. It's like, so then what do you eat? You eat air? Like
Daniel, hold on a second. Hold on. I mean, I can't help to ask. I mean, like, we're not gonna feel sorry about eating. I'm not gonna feel sorry about eating a Caesar salad. Let me tell you that. One second. So now you realize the plants have souls and they have feelings, and obviously they feel and they have experience emotions. And you decide, I'm gonna just eat them. That's why you decide to be vegetarian, or vegetarian. I'm gonna just.
Well,
isn't that brutal? Isn't that hard? You have no heart. I mean, you eating those plants that have feelings and they feel.
Poor Daniel, all of a sudden.
Yeah. So it's like, why would you eat them?
My point I wanted to make with that was, everything has feeling, and the fact that we think that plants don't have feelings and that it's fine to eat them instead of animals because the animals have feelings, but just because the plants don't express it in certain ways, I'm not saying the plants are crying, but they want to survive, and they feel pain when they get cut, which is what they don't want. They want to stay alive. That's their number one goal. Feeding us is actually not their number one goal, which is why they do produce certain toxins. Basically, my point that I want to make with that is when people do it because they don't want to hurt animals, well, they're going to
plants instead. So which one is
basically my point I want to make with that is So then that belief doesn't really hold up well with veganism. So you either do it because you want to, maybe you want to save the environment, or maybe you want to do it for health reasons. But that specific reason of you don't want to hurt animals is true to some extent. But if you get if you get your meat
you
from
heard the broccoli
farm that's just like it's humane and it's sustainable, that is okay compared to someone who could be consuming something like palm oil, which is destroying the environment.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this a little further. One more thing. So let's assume that I grow tomato, right? I'm growing a tomato. I mean, I from birth on. I mean, like, imagine the relationship that tomato has. It's like I'm eating my babies now. You know what I'm saying? It's like you grow the tomato. How can you eat a tomato after you grow it yourself?
Well, the thing is,
wouldn't be that cruel?
Well, some plants want to be eaten. For example, blueberries. Really? They want you to eat the fruit. That's why they make it delicious. They want you to eat the fruit because that's how they spread their seeds.
In
so
your
certain
mouth.
Plants have found a way around that.
I see.
Daniel, do you have a list? Like, I remember that you wrote the book, right? Which that was your first book out of those two, right? The first one is actually Daniel's Breakfast Burst. Do you have a list in that one, like that it's going to kind of like tell us exactly what kind of fruits, what kind of veggies, what's
like to be eaten?
Not in the nutrients, but so do you have some sort of a list? Now you said that actually blueberries, right, are going to be okay to be.
Well, it's best not to think about it too much. Basically, everything is not going to be want to be eaten anyways. I was just talking about veganism and the reasons I was vegan for many years and I've switched over to vegetarian is not because I don't want to hurt animals. If I wanted to do that humanely, I would source my meat from a locally, a sustainable farm that is local. But I choose to be vegetarian for other reasons. So it's not because of that. That's where I want to talk about the plants, but you shouldn't think about it too much. I don't want to freak you out too much about it. Basically,
I'm not easily freaked out, but I
have a list for Leo. Whatever needs to be eaten.
I want the one that want to be eaten.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that don't want to be eaten that produce toxins, those are the ones you want to be careful with. Like a tomato was originally poisonous. We've reduced the toxins over time with selective breeding, but it's a nightshade. It's got lectins, and it's one of the things I talk about in my new book. Actually, there's a whole chapter devoted.
Forget about tomato salad. That's it.
But Daniel, you just brought up your second book, right? So that one is called The Biology of Greatness, and that reminds me a lot of The Biology of Belief of Bruce Lipton. What inspired you to write that book, especially with that amazing title?
Yeah, well, The Biology of Greatness is based off of how can we upgrade our biology and increase our brain power and boost our productivity through diet, through lifestyle, activating alpha brainwaves, eating the right foods. And this was all when I made the discovery a few years ago of epigenetics, that we have control over our DNA. So it is linked to that. However, that concept opened a new door for me where I realized if I can upgrade my biology, how do I do that to become a genius? Because that's what I wanted to do, because my teacher told me I wasn't a genius. He told me I wasn't gifted in anything when I was in grade 6, which went against the rules. He never should have said that, but
that's when everything started, right?
Yeah, it inspired me. And that's kind of where everything started for me, because even though by that time I was already an author and a national speaker, the fact that he told me that I wasn't gifted in anything really hurt. And I want, and then when I discovered epigenetics, I'm like, there's got to be a way to figure this out. And then I discovered that Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci, many of these great geniuses, Isaac Newton, they all ate a very different diet from the standard population. So was that a coincidence? And I started to look into it further and kind of just went deep down the rabbit hole. And I discovered that, we can achieve, whether that's peak performance or beyond that, through diet and lifestyle. And that's kind of where this book came to be. And I'm actually now teaching people how they can write their own book and do what they love and create a full-time income from that. And that's what I call the hybrid book method. And I've just put together a new masterclass for people, teaching them exactly that. And it's completely free. So if you guys want to, send your
that's the Hybrid Book Academy, right? That you just started, correct?
Yeah, it's called the Hybrid Book Method. Hybridbookmastery.com, and you can watch the masterclass for free. So that hybridbookmastery.com if people want to check it out.
Awesome. Go, Leo.
So I'm assuming you're not playing video games.
No.
You're not into that. So what are you doing? Like I mean, 20 years old, they can get up there.
15 years old, right? So you are just thinking what kind of a lifestyle he's going to have. Correct. Yeah.
20-year-olds can get off their asses, So what does your day look like? But if anybody listening right here, this is look at the guy, look at this guy, 15 years old. He's got so many things going on for himself. So what do you do? Like, tell a typical day. You get up what time you get up in the morning? What do you do? What do you eat?
I get up at 5 in the morning and I go to bed at 8 o'clock.
So
I've heard many years for many
That's
years.
kind of like you, Leo. That's you. That's right there. That's Leo's schedule.
I've heard top entrepreneurs talk about this for years, and I was like, no, I'm one of those people who likes to sleep in, and I love sleeping in, and it's crazy to get up that early, and you're not going to be productive. It's a waste. You're going to be tired. But I started to research it, and when I was writing my new book, I realized that if you go to bed early, you actually have a more efficient sleep, and you sleep less. So you gain more hours. People say time is your most valuable asset, and you cannot get any more of it. You can't buy it back. Well, you can get more for free because you spend a lot of time sleeping in your life. If you could reduce that time by having a more effective sleep, so your brain and your body can do exactly what it needs to in that time, you sleep less, you got more time to achieve your dreams or do whatever you want.
So wake up
and
at
that's
5.
why I found that. And when I started applying it and I started getting up earlier and going to bed earlier.
How did you do it? Because people are saying that it's taking 21 days for you to create a new habit. How did you do it? Do you remember?
You have to tune in your circadian rhythm. So your circadian rhythm tells you what time is basically it's your internal clock. So your body has a schedule and it's used to going to bed at a certain time and producing melatonin, the sleep hormone, to sleep at that certain time. If you change that, and for me, it only took about, I don't know, a week, or you don't really think about it too much. You just set your alarm and you go to bed early. It doesn't matter if you sleep. You're going to wake up at 5, and the next day you'll be tired and you'll sleep when you go to bed at 8. And that's been very effective for me. And that's all you need to do. And then after that, you tune in your circadian rhythm, and you don't really need an alarm. It's not like setting a new habit. It's tuning in your circadian rhythm. It's different system.
In a simpler way, just if you want to go to bed early, to fall asleep early, just wake up. Just keep going to bed at your usual time. We wake up at 5 a.m. every day. See what happens. And within a week, you can't get out. You can't go to bed like midnight anymore. You're gonna
just go to bed at 8 and then set your alarm and
but most people cannot just lay down. I'm gonna go to bed. It's just gonna stay bright awake. They're not. It's very hard to just
Daniel,
lie down and
right before you go to bed, like Leo was saying, right before you go to bed. I mean, so many times, in nowadays world, people are either going to be addicted to their phone, they're going to, be on Facebook, Instagram, they're going to watch, TV. How exactly do you quiet your mind when you are going to go to bed at 8 o'clock? What exactly happens?
I think about what I need to do the next day, and some people say write it down. I might start doing that, but I just think about what I need to do the next day, maybe the 3 or 4 most important things, then I just fall asleep.
But Daniel, let me ask you another thing. Like, I mean, you're 15 years old. I'm assuming. Wait, I don't want to lose my thought.
Okay, no, yeah.
But this is just I'm an old man, Daniel, and I mean, who's paying the rent of your house right there? Are you paying the rent? Who's buying?
No.
Who's buying? Who's buying your meals? Are you buying your meals?
Why?
I mean, I'm answering my question. Who's paying for your meals? Who's paying for your clothes? Who's paying for your rent?
Mom and Dad.
Okay. Well, it's much easier to go to bed when somebody else pays for your bills. Let me tell you that. So that's another thing. I mean, I get it. It's cute. I mean, you're doing great, I'm assuming. But how can you tell a guy like me, or somebody has so many bills, overhead, and how? It's cute. I mean, it's great that you're doing that. But the guy like me who has overhead and is dealing with all those problems, employees, bills, mortgages, insurances. I mean, it's not that simple to fall asleep just because you say, I'm going to go to sleep. There's a lot of things that keeps you up at night. So what do you tell these people? I mean, I don't know. Maybe from your point of view, 15-year-old.
Daniel is also into meditation, as far as I remember. So if you can tell
Leo, I mean, it's easier to say when somebody else is cooking your meals. I mean, it's easier to say,
No, I make my own food. Yeah, I have 30 recipes in my book teaching people how to have the optimum food. What do you doing? There are ways to calm the body. You can take magnesium. You can ideally you cut off all screens 2 hours before bed, start avoiding blue light. And
I get it.
If you have stress over bills,
How do you
get
know
up at
that?
5 o'clock in the morning. You're not
that's-
losing time.
But how do you know that subject? You don't pay any bills. How do you know the subject when you have stress over bills? Like I'll tell somebody how to behave like a woman. I can't. I'm not a woman. I never.
Well,
been one.
then that's stress, and then that's a completely different topic.
Okay.
And
Correct.
that's
So, and stress can come from very many different things, right? I mean, paying the bills, it's one, stressful related, thing, correct?
One of the money are
One of
number
the more,
one.
absolutely.
Not
No, I
money.
totally agree with you.
Finance is the number one reason of stress, and people
Absolutely.
can kill themselves over it. So
So let's go back. So you're waking up at 5 o'clock. So
yeah,
what's
okay, let's get back to that. Are you
Yeah,
going
so
skateboard?
Well, no, I wake up at 5, do a quick, I don't know, a few push-ups or something to get the blood pumping so that I'm like, I have energy. And then because otherwise, if I don't do that, then I'm going to feel sluggish and still tired from getting up at 5.
How
And
many
then
push-ups do you do?
Little quick workout to get the blood pumping and boom, you like, for example, this morning I did an ab roller and then I'll do push-ups the next morning. And
How many push-ups can you do, Daniel?
in a row straight, I need to work on it. I can only do 30 so far in a row.
30. I mean, that's a good number.
Hello, that's a really good number.
Very good number. 30 push-ups.
It's okay. We got to get it to 40.
All right, good. That's his goal. All right, so you get your push-ups going. You what do you eat for breakfast?
For breakfast, it will depend on days. Sometimes I'll eat later, like at 7 o'clock, and just get work done. Sometimes I feel like having something in the morning, and it varies from day to day. But those are why I have recipes in my book to tell people exactly, to basically provide people with my favorite recipes and the recipes I've designed to optimize your biology. Like I made chocolate cake that has no gluten in it whatsoever. It's completely flourless, and it's the best chocolate cake I've found. So I put that in the book. And stuff like that, where it's like you can still have your dessert, you can still have your cake and eat it too, without having to worry about consuming refined sugars or all that stuff. So there are a lot of recipes in that book, and that's basically what I'll go like. Those are my favorite recipes that I'll have on a frequent basis.
I see.
So do you have like a certain regimented, like breakfast, lunch, dinner? How many times do you eat per day?
I eat around 3 times a day, and it's not at set times. It's kind of whenever I'm hungry. I'll have I'll have lunch like if I'm hungry at 11 because I ate early or whatever. I'll eat at 11, and so I don't really stick to these standard times.
I see. But so you wake up, you eat whatever. So that's good. I mean, listen, push-ups. You're doing good push-ups. 30 push-ups are a good number. Just coming from a fitness trainer right here. Yeah. Former world champion.
A world champion in wrestling,
That's right. No, it's fast. I was thinking about when you were like the top 100 influential on vegans when you were 12, which is that's a good accomplishment. I don't know what's the criteria, who decides who is influential.
Plant-based news. Have you heard of plant-based news?
No, not particular that, and I haven't heard that organization. I know plant-based. There's a lot of plant-based.
Plant-based news is like the number one source of like vegan news, and like they're the top guys when it comes to veganism.
So what gives you that? What gives you that title? I mean, I'm generally I have no idea how do you get to be.
When I was 12 years old, I had my book, which was vegan recipes. I was speaking around the world. So I did have I was making videos on YouTube quite frequently, and
and
Instagram, and so there was a lot of things that I was doing. It wasn't just
No, I get it. I just didn't know, honestly, genuinely didn't know. Great. So what's your plans now? So you're what's your future plans? You're like vegan, you're vegetarian now. Are you entertained by any fish? You eating any fish?
He's not fishing around, he's like straightforward.
I'm not big on fish, no.
Not
Especially now with the toxicity in fish nowadays, all the heavy metals that accumulate in their tissue. I'm not big on that.
I said, so, but eat
how do
chicken,
you get your nutrients? What?
Well, my parents made me have some chicken when I was younger, just for me to try it out because they wanted me to have an open mind. So it's not something I eat on a frequent basis, but it's like they didn't want me. It's good to have an open mind, and the worst diet is a closed-minded diet. And that's why I was.
So what is another thing that your parents are making you do right now?
Nothing.
Clean his room. Okay, it's
I mean,
enough.
come on. You're 15. You're not on your own yet. So
Besides do the dishes, no, not really much.
they're making you do the dishes.
It's I mean, yeah. I got to do
I
my
mean,
dishes.
wow. So are you a clean cook or messy cook? That's the
So I'm a really passionate chef, but I hate cleaning. So
Wow.
it's something I'll have to work on. But like I'll make the most amazing cuisine, and then there's like I'm a massive mess
And
at the end that
and
I
a
don't
lot
feel like cleaning because I want
and
to
a
eat
lot
the
of
food, right?
mess.
So
You get a lot. Make amazing cuisine, but a lot of mess. I mean, I get it. Everybody's got something,
So
right?
Daniel, tell me a little bit about your speaking engagements. I mean, we've met like 3 years ago, and you were speaking, and that's pretty much when you literally got my heart. And I was like, oh my God, I really, really like this kid. He's super bright. And that's when I've actually met your mom. So how did you start speaking?
Well, it all started when I gave a public talk at a global rally when I was 9 years old, and it went viral, became the most viewed video on YouTube for that event. And that event was held in over 450 different cities around the globe, and it had over 2 million attendees. So that's when I was like, maybe there's something here. And
Yeah.
then that kind of got the ball rolling, and that's when I became a public speaker, and I became a national speaker, and then an international. And when I launched my book, and I realized I could actually make money while doing what I loved. I mean, it was
So when
I'd
Daniel,
make
so when you make money, do you go to your mom? Mom, can I contribute to rent today? Mom, can I buy you dinner? Are you doing that?
Wow.
But listen,
This is from a parent's perspective. Okay,
he's
telling you
making
from
all right. He's making an income. That you help your parents with the bills.
So I've been able to make over $5,000 a month from my books, and
There
I
you
want
go.
to start teaching other people how to do that, which is why I put together hybrid book mastery, because people, there are so many amazing people out there with even just one skill or knowledge that other people would find valuable, and yet they don't have the skills or the knowledge to put it out there and monetize it. And I've been able to do that, and I've been fortunate to be able to do that. And that's why I put together a free masterclass to teach others how to do it and share a little bit more of my story and my entrepreneurial side, which is something I haven't talked much about until now. And this is something that I'm really
I like
passionate
that.
about because I believe there's so many more people could be helping others and making money and doing what they love. They just don't know how to do it yet. And so I teach people how in this masterclass, how I wrote a book in 7 days, how they can too, and the power of hybrid books, which is a book that leads to a program sale. So if anyone is interested in that, I highly recommend checking out the masterclass.
And Daniel, I mean, you've been in touch with very many motivational speakers. You also spoke at the Best You conference, as far as I remember, right?
Yeah, I spoke at every event, and I was supposed to speak at the one, or starting with the LA, it was every event, and I was supposed to speak at the second LA event.
Mhm.
And right before, like 2 weeks before the event, 2 weeks before our flight, the event got canceled because of COVID, and
Because of COVID, correct?
it was in February. Yeah,
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
about that time. So events have kind of slowed down, and
What do you think about COVID? Like, how is nutrition? How important is nutrition in relation with the virus?
vitamin D is very powerful against helping kind of boost your immune system and fight COVID. I don't want to say too much because Facebook is listening.
So Daniel, tell me a little bit. You are still going to school, of course, and your education is probably online. How is that one, different in any way different from, face-to-face communication, face-to-face instruction?
It's
Pros
great
and
because it gives me more time to focus on my work. I'm actually we don't have online school here.
cons.
It's actual, like we had online last year, but school's not something I like
You're
to pay
still
too
in
much
Canada,
attention
right?
to. I'll what? Sorry.
You're in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
School's not something I like to pay too much attention to. As long as I'm getting good enough grades and passing, I will focus mainly on my work. So, I mean, whenever I get homework, it's not fun because it's like I know exactly what I need to do and what I need to do next to help others or get my book up and running or like stuff like that. And when there's stuff in the way, it's not really
like math, right?
fun. Uh, Not math, but like
I don't know, stuff in
sometimes
the way of science. I don't know.
I don't want to get too much into it because it's not really that. I don't feel like it's going to benefit the audience that much. So
Right.
Um,
Listen, audience wants to see genuinity. Like they want to see honesty. I mean, it's we all talk about we're all selling things, but the fact that I want to show the world the real people. You know what I'm saying? So I know
Yeah,
kind
school
of
is
I'm kind of poking you here and there because I don't want to be just another interview for you or for me. I just want to see who we truly are and see what we're made of, and it can be genuine. That's all. So, but I
school is
get you.
definitely not they've definitely not evolved much over the past 100 years, and as a result they're still pretty much designed for the industrial revolution era, and they're not prepared for the AI revolution, which is going to happen within the next 10 years. It's already starting now, to the point where a lot of people who are growing up now preparing for jobs, those jobs are going to be replaced by robots by the time they graduate, a huge percentage.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that. Yeah,
I
yeah.
That's
think I think this is
right.
statistic is, I don't know if it's like 70 or 90%, but it's a crazy amount of jobs that are going to be replaced. Anything that's analytical, robots will be able to do better. And school is all about teaching kids how to be analytically intelligent, which robots will replace. So it's just a matter of time before a lot of people, you might not have a job within 10 or 15 years, which seems like a while, but
No, that's not a
what are you
lot.
going to
That's not a lot
do
of time.
in 7 or 10 years once you don't have a job? That's
That
So Daniel,
it's
with that
important.
idea in mind, knowing kind of like what's going to happen and kind of like preparing yourself mentally, what kind of a job do you think that you are going to have in 10 years? What are you preparing, knowing, having that knowledge already?
I'm not planning on working at a job. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and this is
you'll figure it out. Whatever makes money, right?
yeah. Well, I've already been successful, and I want to be more successful. My parents said, and I'm close to this goal. Once I make more money than my teachers, I can get out of school because there's no point of being in school. So yeah, if I can do it at 15, like other people can do it too, and that's why I think like and this is why I lay it out in the free masterclass that I put together, because it's like it's not that hard, and online is very powerful because it allows you to reach many people at once. Well,
Right.
it's you can only meet so much in you
But
can only
when
meet
it's
so many
coming
people in person, but
when it's coming down to your audience, I mean, Daniel, I
Yeah.
was
Who's your audience?
part
I'm
of your
curious.
audience, 3 years ago, right? And you were really speaking in front of adults, everybody there. Well, you're the only kid. Who's your audience now?
on Instagram I'm not 100% sure. It varies from entrepreneurs to health enthusiasts to biohackers, and then when it comes to in events, well, events aren't running anymore, so currently I'm not sure about at events, but it's always adults pretty much.
Adults.
Not that often is it kids, although I think that if maybe this is something I might want to explore in the future, maybe teaching kids how to make money too, because there's got to be kids out there my age who, like, if I can do it they can do it too. So I'm thinking, I don't know, I might put something together in the near future, but I'm not really sure 100% what my audience is when I'm at events, because
Because I mean, you might be 15, but you're definitely speaking like an adult, like a 40 years old, right? And you act, like somebody that is in his 30s. So it's always interesting. I really believe that you can be a road opener to all the young ones. I mean, I really, really believe they need a lot of guidance right now. So I think that probably, of course, I mean, your audience are adults who really understand, and they make choices. They want to make choices. But I think probably your audience can be all the ones that are right now struggling. I mean, I really believe with COVID and with the Zoom, there are so many people out there, so many students that need to connect with the ones who have a better understanding of their own environment. How do you think you can reach out to them, and inspire them? Because again, you're always going to be inspired by the ones that are closely related to your age.
Well, actually, again, I chime in here. I mean, it's a good listen. I think she's got a point. I mean, a lot of kids, they should look at you. Like our own kids, teenagers should look at you and say, "Listen, this guy, I like the way he operates. I like you're making money. You look like you have a grip. You know what you're doing." And also adults. I mean, if I wasn't doing what I love to do, which I've been doing what I love all the time, and I'm happy. I'm successful. I know I'm happy. Period. And I see you. I mean, wait, listen. Maybe I need to learn something from this kid. But why am I not doing what I supposed to
What
be?
you're supposed to
Yeah,
do.
exactly. And if he can do it, maybe I should be doing what he's doing. Leaving obviously the ego on the side and take a good look inside your heart and realize that maybe he's right. So yeah, I think your audience should be all across the board. You know,
Yeah,
adults, kids.
it definitely varies. Regarding COVID, the comment you made on COVID-19 and how a lot of businesses are struggling, they definitely are. But it's also opening new opportunities, especially for the online world. And it's
For 100%.
one of the things that,
Absolutely.
yeah, a lot of entrepreneurs weren't prepared for. Like they weren't prepared for COVID-19 to hit, and so they didn't invest too much in online business. And that's, and that's an area that, I mean, the whole masterclass I put together is focused on online because people don't know much about it, and I didn't know much about it until I started experimenting and looking into it, and obviously I'm very techie because, well, not just because I think people have a false perception of how good young people are with tech, but
I have a,
but
I
yeah,
have a-
I am quite techie, and that definitely helped.
Which platform are you using? Kajabi?
Could for what? I've never heard of Kajabi
For
before.
your masterclass.
My masterclass is it's hosted on my website, so
Awesome.
so you basically, it's a free video, and there's no obligation to buy anything. All I ask in exchange is an email, and then you get the video. It pops up, and it's basically like a on-demand player, and you get to watch the 30-minute masterclass, and I
so
go
it's not a
into.
lot. It's not a live webinar or anything.
No, it's a pre-recorded masterclass which teaches people how they can. It basically goes through how I've been able to be successful and how they can be successful
I
too
got it.
using the
Can
hybrid
they
growth method.
But
interact with
Aura,
you after the first episode? Like, where can they find you? I mean, are you going to respond to any questions that they might have,
it's
on
not
your...
live, so it's a recording, so you can't respond to any questions.
No, I
Maybe
said, but
email.
after that, if I have
After, yeah,
questions,
I'm
Well, after
assuming.
that,
Yeah.
they can absolutely message me on Instagram or whatever they
Hit me
like.
up on Instagram, bro.
There's actually
How about the ones who
an
don't have Instagram?
option after the masterclass. If they have any questions, they can book a free call with me after they watch the masterclass. So that is another option that I have added to the masterclass.
You
And
know,
I mean, this is something that I'm really passionate about because I think a lot of entrepreneurs, like I said, they have the knowledge, they have the skills, they just don't know how to market it. And if they did, they could be wildly successful because there are a lot of people who want to learn from them. And if that
uh,
sounds like, one of your listeners right now who's listening, if that sounds like you, then definitely check out the masterclass. I mean, it's free. Check it
it's
out.
free. It's just free. If
right?
you have 30 minutes to want to watch a video, watch Daniel talk. Listen, then in regards to what you said, and both of you, I think there is a wave now that everybody's going to rush online and all the virtual stuff. But I firmly believe that the human connection, it's always going to be there. I mean, you can only replace so much, replace the jobs and
That's
teaching,
one of the
and
things I talk about in the masterclass. How can we
but
humanize
but
online?
I mean, what are you gonna have sex on the internet now? I mean, are you gonna get married? Can I cook a meal in your house on Zoom? I can't. So that at some point, people
Soon.
have to. So yeah, people have to meet at some point and do stuff online in real life. But no, listen.
Well, I think it's a start, right? I mean,
start.
You can do a
Yeah.
lot with VR.
Yeah, yeah, I heard that. Anyways, but it's so amazing, man. You gotta be so proud. You have any brothers, sisters?
I do have a brother. Yeah.
Is this as sharp and
as smart
active
as you are.
as you are?
Oh my God, the two of us
Is it,
are.
Yeah, he's able to solve the Rubik's cube in like 30 seconds, and then he also
what
plays
is
the
what?
violin. So he is.
So what's his gig? I mean, we know your gig, but your brother has a gig. Anything going on for him? Like you wrote books. Who is the favorite in the family?
Come on.
Who's the?
Yeah,
I mean, who? He plays the violin. What else he does? Rubik's cube, and what else? What
He's
else?
like a Rubik's cube master. He can do
Rubik's
it in like
cube
30
master.
seconds.
Great. Oh, he's got.
How old is he?
He's 12 years old.
All right.
Oh,
All
got it.
right. I mean, it's got a few
Is
years.
he involved
he
in any
vegan?
professional public speaking?
Well, we wanted to get him started, but then COVID hit. So he is. Yeah, he actually.
He's a vegetarian.
No, he's not actually. He
Wow.
is amazing. He's an amazing violinist, and
There you
he
go.
actually is. He performs here at local orchestra. So he's quite talented, and he's amazing. And like I said, at the Rubik's cube, like. And
Are you being nice to your brother? Are you guys fighting? Who's finished the meal first? Who washed this? You trick him washing the dishes?
It's the same meal. I mean,
I know, but you trick him.
diet.
Who's washing the dishes? Do you trick him? Yeah, you gotta. It's your turn today. With all I always drink my part. What's the war? Who's washing the dishes? I never want to wash the dishes.
And it was never your time to wash the dishes. We know that.
I was clever.
Right.
I was clever. I
So
always work
Daniel,
very
I
hard.
mean, now that the holidays are in, are you going to change in any way your diet, right? Because very many times people are actually going to overeat during the holidays. How are your holidays going to look like?
Well, I think I already addressed the fact that I'm very passionate about making delicious food, that like the chocolate cake that is like flourless and gluten free and refined sugar free. So I've been able to make I've been able to make some pies which are amazing, and they have zero added sugar. The only
Wow.
sugar is from natural fruits.
Wow. Well, he doesn't have to worry about it. He's 15. It's not like he's 40. Worry about his, body fat. Look at him.
Yeah,
Look at him.
but,
Looks good.
we're talking about in general. If I'm going to read his book and I want to actually learn about my own diet, and I'm going to learn
What is it? Yeah, Daniel, tell what do you
holidays
say?
are kicking in. People don't stick to any diets. They stick with diets after January hits. That's when
right.
you go on the
That's
diet.
it.
That's when you go to the gym. Before,
Anyways.
I don't think so.
I mean, listen, that's great. That's great. And what a good guy. You gotta go in. I'm very proud of you. I mean, I know a lot of people are proud of you. Your parents are very proud of you. Your little brother's proud of you. Wow. What else you got for him?
Going to see you in Los Angeles.
Yes.
The moment live.
No, he's not. He's doing everything online. He's not getting out of that house, with a VR and everything else. No more.
Well, he was traveling extensively, until COVID hit, and he was supposed to be here, for the Best You conference. So, yeah, any plans for this holidays? Are you going to guys go anywhere?
No, not any plans currently.
He's not making the plans. The family makes the plans. The mom and dad. It's not the age to make plans.
The plans currently that I have is I'm gonna have a break after school so I can focus full throttle on my business, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Do you watch any cartoons? What's your favorite show?
The Mandalorian.
There you go.
I don't watch any entertainment, but every morning on Fridays I will get up at 5, and the first thing I'll do is I'll do my little workout, then I'll watch The Mandalorian, and that's the only entertainment I'll do, and that is plenty to satisfy me.
Do you have do you have any plans for college? Are you thinking of, because I think that whenever you are an entrepreneur,
I have it as a backup. Like I'm still in school for a backup, but once I start making more money, then like if I can make more money,
why
like
college?
$100,000 a year. What's the point of being at school? Because school is supposed to help prepare you for a job. But if I can make enough money that I don't need to work at a job, then there's no point of being at school. I should just focus all that time and energy into my business so I can make even more money.
I don't know.
But I need to have that security first.
College is to have fun. That's about it. And it looks like he's got a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, it's a party to get drunk. The freshman, the freshman 15 meet girls and all that. So it's not really for learning.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, Daniel, what a pleasure having you here. It was a very entertaining conversation, right, Laura?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we have so much to learn from the new generation, especially like Daniel, who is 15 and he's going on 30.
15 and going on 40, you said first time. He speaks like a 40-year-old. I mean, I don't know any 40-year-old speaks like that. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a lot to learn from you, and I think you have a lot to learn for your parents still. Don't forget, your mom was always right. And I'm serious. Your mom is always right. She'll always tell you that. And you have to pick up after yourself. Don't forget that. Anyways, well, Daniel, thank you for coming. It was a pleasure having you. All right,
no problem. Thank you for having me.
Daniel, you're going to give us actually your website, so we can.
I was about to say that.
All the ones who will be interested, in attending your mastery, your masterclass, and also both books actually can be found on Amazon. Am I right?
No, I'm in the process of getting them on Amazon. However, I gotta show my tax returns, and I don't have any tax returns, so I might have to get my dad's. But like right now,
Daddy, come over here. I want your tax returns. Show your tax returns.
I'll do my tax returns soon, but as of now, I don't have any yet. But
perfect. So it's hybridbookmaster.com, right?
Yeah, I gave you the link so you can post in the group.
Excellent.
And like I said, this masterclass is free. There's no obligations to buy anything. It's all I ask in exchange is an email, and that's it.
What are you gonna do with my email?
Enjoy.
I'm gonna sell it.
You
No,
just
I
you
don't
want you
sell
just
the
you
emails.
just want my email so badly. I mean, usually guys ask for somebody. Can I have your
Girls
number?
and
Yeah,
for guys.
I can have your number. You want my email? I guess that's the new generation. We give emails out.
Yeah, I mean what am I gonna like? What am I
What do you
gonna
do
do
with
with
my
it?
email? I want
What
to
are you
know.
gonna
You want
get
my
into?
email? What are you gonna do with that?
What am I gonna do with the emails?
Yeah,
Well,
with
yeah,
my no, with
if I
my
want to
email.
if I want to send out an email to you, ask you for your feedback on what with either the masterclass or something like that, or
Got it.
maybe I want to give you the opportunity to book a free call with me.
Got
There
it.
you
That's
go.
one of the
Just
reasons
so
why
you
There
can
you
it's
go,
learn
Leo.
more.
nice.
That's it. Always more.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Daniel. What a pleasure seeing you, even if it's not live. It's still, we have Zoom, we have the technology that actually is connecting us all, no matter
Yes.
where you are. He's in Canada, we are in the United States, right, in Los Angeles. So it's so great seeing you, and good luck with the new book. Definitely good luck with the mastery, class. And we'd love
Totally.
to see you in person, actually, in Los
Yeah.
Angeles. Truly.
Yeah. And by the way, you look good without the lights. With everything is good. Don't worry about anything.
Yeah, it's
Everything's
a
good.
low resolution camera from my
Yeah, it's
MacBook,
good.
but whatever.
It's good. It's
No,
all
you
good.
look great.
All right,
Well, happy
Daniel.
holidays and have an amazing one. And thank you, Daniel, for joining us.
Thank you, Daniel, for
Thank
having.
you.
Thank you for coming. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.